Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Welcome to a new DC live stream. I'm your host, Matt Batiri, here with you today for another Bitcoin technical analysis video. So over the past week, we've had an amazing rise in Bitcoin. No, this is not Bitcoin. This is actually Bitcoin dominance. And the reason why I want to show Bitcoin dominance today is because we have a bit of a bearish divergence. We also have the stochastic RSI basically in the overbought territory with the moving averages looking to move down. The MACD also looking like the histogram candles have maxed out and the moving averages are starting to roll over. The RSI is pointing to the downside. Looks like it wants to touch the moving average on there, which basically means I do believe that the altcoins will outperform Bitcoin, over the next few days, maybe even a week, depending how fast or slow Bitcoin does, sort of drop. So that's one thing I'm keeping my eye on. And if we go to quickly CoinMarketCap, if we quickly just look at the last 24 hours, we can see that lots of altcoins are pumping, whereas Bitcoin, if we look at Bitcoin, it's down today. So Bitcoin having a bit of a slow start to the week. We did hit a couple of important metrics. So let's dive into Bitcoin and let's have a look at what we can find. So with the Bitcoin chart, we're just going to zoom into the price action. So we've obviously had a really good move to the upside, which is fantastic, and found a little bit of resistance. Now there's a little bit of confluence in this resistance. If I draw a fixed range profile, we can see that we've basically hit the value area low of this entire trading range. Okay, so value area highs and value area lows tend to be support and resistance when applicable, and we've obviously got the point of control down here at 19,100. So Bitcoin stalled out a little bit, did close a daily candle above the closes here, so that is definitely a bullish sign, which is fantastic, which makes me sort of bullish for the short to medium term time frame. The long-term time frame, of course, always bullish, but I do think that in the next couple of days, either we have like a little bit of a retracement we can draw a couple of levels, a bit of fib retracement like here. So we can see that the golden pocket is basically smack bang, I should say, between the point of control and the value area low. So I reckon that worst case scenario, Bitcoin comes all the way down here and moves to the upside, but a really bullish sign would be actually Bitcoin coming down to the 382, and the 382 is probably a little bit more certain, purely for the fact that we have a daily support level right here. So basically we closed the daily candle and we never came back to revisit this level. So this level also lines up with the 382. So we have a bit of confluence right here. And there was a bit of support back here as well during this pump, a little bit of resistance here. So I guess the 382 would be a good spot for Bitcoin to pull back from. But that being said, do we pull back now, or do we try and break the $25,000 level a little bit sooner than expected? So the thing is, I used to be a bit of a pattern trader, but what we can clearly see here is like a bit of a bull flag. So I've got this this pole. Normally then we have sort of this sideways trading range between a high and a low. We sort of bounce around, and then you normally have the pole repeat itself. So if I'm to grab that pole and bring it up here, we can see that that pole would take us to about 27,000. I don't know if Bitcoin can get that far this early, but I do think that we're in for a decent, a good movement up to the upside over the next, few weeks and maybe months. So that gives me some good confidence in the market. As long as we have some positive data at the next FOMC meeting, I'm not too sure when that is, then things are looking quite well. So right now, I would love for us to sort of retest the 25,000, but we've stalled out a little bit here. A lot of my indicators say that we're probably going to have a bit of a pullback from here. I mean, the stochastic RSI has been in the overbought territory for quite some time. The RSI is about to hit the moving average line, which is that yellow line. We've already created bearish divergence, and normally we have like 2 to 3 drives of bearish divergence before we have like a big sell-off. So I'm sort of waiting to see if the RSI does break below the yellow line. That'll probably just mean that the sell-off has continued. So the bearish divergence we can clearly see. So I can just pick this point and that point. We've created a higher high right here, and between these 2 points on the RSI, we've created a lower low. So that is a bearish divergence. A few other things, the MACD has obviously, the histogram candles have got a divergence as well. We can see there that this candle right here is higher than that candle, so that's a divergence. We've got a divergence on the MACD on the daily. Stochastic is looking to cross down. So for me, all signs point to like a bit of a cool off, but so did here. When we were sort of trading here, I was hoping for a bit of a pullback, purely for the fact that we've gone up so fast, we haven't really created any support. And because we haven't created any real support except for here now, it means that if we do pull back, we're going to see quite a severe pullback. So I'd like to see a pullback before continuation, just so we can, like I said, so we can see what support we have under us. But because right now, the only real support I see is around 20,600. So if we do come down, hopefully that supports us, which is, like I said, also the 382. Worst case scenario, golden pocket down here, which lines up with the point of control value area low. And I guess you can kind of say like where we sort of broke out aggressively from the 18,300 high that we posted on the 14th of December. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Now, if we do break to the upside, what we're probably going to see is maybe a swing failure pattern of this high right here. So swing failure pattern is where we break a previous high, and a lot of people FOMO long thinking, hey, we're going to go a whole lot higher. So what there will be is a lot of liquidity of shorts right here, basically waiting for those people to FOMO long thinking, hey, we're going to go to the upside, and then we obviously come crashing down because they've provided so much liquidity to those bears. Then now the bears can obviously short the hell out of it quite aggressively. So that's what we're looking at. Like I said, once again, just a little bit of a pause here, but the good thing is on a daily basis, we have created a higher high. So we've changed a bit of market structure. Okay, so if we look at market structure, we've got a high, a low, lower high, low, another lower high, lower low. Now we've had a high, higher low, higher high, but this higher low isn't really too convincing. I'd love to see a pullback above this low, and then we create another higher low, sorry, and that would give me some big confidence to actually get right back into the market. If we look at the weekly candle, we can see that the weekly candle did close above this high, so that is somewhat of a market structure, but I kind of want to see, like I said, a weekly candle stay above this candle right here. So basically any close above 16,500 after the next pullback, okay, that's going to be good. So down here around wherever, and then we move to the upside, breaking not only this high but this high. Man, the bulls are back in, and then we can start talking about possibly much larger numbers for Bitcoin. And I have spoken about it a few times. Bitcoin has in previous bear markets had a decent bear market rally, and it has pushed up to the golden pocket on many occasions. So that would mean Bitcoin getting to about $50,000. Now, I think a lot of macroeconomic factors would need to occur for that to happen. So either stability in interest rate rises or decrease in interest rate rises. Maybe one of the multiple wars that are going on to cease. There has been rumors that Ukraine and Russia are looking to possibly call an end to things this year, which would be great. So all those factors would give a lot of market makers and also investors confidence to get back into the market. On top of Bitcoin doing quite well, the S&P has done okay. So always good to kind of keep your eye on the S&P, because if the S&P or the ES, same thing, it's just a mini version, we can see that the S&P has been held down by this resistance line. So if we can break above this resistance line, then I would say Bitcoin is going to follow. So right now, the S&P is still struggling to sort of get above that line. If we look at the daily, it looks fairly bullish. The stochastic RSI momentum averages have turned to the upside. It looks like they want to cross over, and that's going to probably occur tonight at 11 o'clock. So whatever happens tonight is going to really basically dictate if Bitcoin takes another push to the upside of that $25,000 range, or we have a bit of a reversal, because we can see even here on the RSI, we have been kind of supported by the moving average on the RSI. So that could continue the push to the upside. So things are looking good. But like I said, I would like Bitcoin to sort of cool off just a little bit, have a bit of a retracement, set a good foundation, because if we just keep skyrocketing to the upside, I mean, this looks like a bull market, right? This is what we see in the midst of a bull market. And if you weren't here for the last bull market, this is what it looks like, right? Everyone is waiting for a pullback, and there's just barely any pullbacks till about here. We went from 42,000 to 28,000, then we continued a lot higher. But all through this period, right here, where we broke the previous all-time high of 20K, look at that. Like, it's non-stop. So we went up like a rocket for how many days was that? 23 days, so less than a month. Bitcoin went from basically 20K to 42K. So it went 100% in that space of time, right? And during that time, I mean, if you were lucky, you would have caught this pullback wick, but there's no room to sort of long anything, or you keep thinking, oh, it's going to pull back, and it just never pulls back. So right now, I do want to see a little bit of stability, unless we just, like continuously moon. The next point is the 382, but I think before the 382, we could draw a bit of a fixed range volume profile of this sideways range right here, and get a couple of numbers that we could look at. So we could basically we could get to the value area low of that sideways range, which is 28,655. We've got the point of control and the value area high. So value area high is at 31,000. The point of control is at 30,000. I'm just doing these quite quickly, but we'd have to look for a bit of confluence. We've got obviously all these wicks down here. So if I just grab like one of these low wicks right here, that wick right there, so 28,800, that lines up with the value area low. So if we do break the 25,000, we're going to see a very rapid rise to 28,000. So that is a good thing. But like I said, I want to see some sideways action. I want to see some support being created. And until we do that, you don't want to sort of FOMO into this stuff just yet. But look, things are looking good, which is great. And I'm sure everyone's bags are doing well. I know that there's been a lot of positivity out there. So I hope it continues. And that's basically my TA for today. So guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on all notifications for the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the DC live stream. And that's it for me. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.